Hi, it's me, Aries, and welcome to my channel. Today we're making a Purist fighting game roster possible in Mugen. What does that even mean? Well, I don't know for sure myself, but I do know what it's not. Air dashing, bursting, magic combo chaining, anime fighters. Now I'm not saying I dislike these guys, far from it. Anime fighters are awesome for these very things that I'm trying to ban from this build, but sometimes simple grounded fighting game gameplay is better. Sadly, I don't have much experience in that subgenre of fighters. Mugen was really the only game I got exposed to stuff like Street Fighter and KOF. Usually I'm just forced my builds to include both style of fighters to mixed results. But I decided to make a new casual build of Mugen for fun, and to record my progress on making it. I don't think I can ethically share the complete build after making it, but I can at least show my results in the video. First, let's talk about the screen pack. For this screen pack, I chose a 1.1 screen pack port of the Capcom vs SNK 2 UI. I sadly never played Capcom vs SNK 2, and with how expensive the collections are on Steam, I don't really know if I'll ever really play them. But I do like the visuals of both the UI and the fighters. Phantom of the Server made a whole gameplay style based on this game that I quite adore. After that, I needed a name for my build, so after discussing it with Google Gemini, I landed on the name Project Kagero. It was technically AI generated, but I was actively telling it to put Kagero in somewhere, so it was pretty much still my idea. Hell, I'd likely just call it Project Kagero myself if stars aligned anyways. The name of the build kinda comes from the character Kagero Umazami or whatever from Toho Project. I don't know, it doesn't really have much of a real meaning, I just wanted something that sounded fine. So we have the screen pack, the name of the build. What about the content? Simple, we just follow some general guidelines for this roster. Rules number 1. No bursts. And no air dashes within reason. And no magic chain mechanics. Basically anything mutually exclusive to anime fighters. Not visuals, gameplay gimmicks. I still like having anime characters in this build. Guideline number 2. The roster must be balanced for human players, aka no Skynet Terminators for AI. There will be a single exception in the case of SNK style bosses, as I think those kinds of difficult bosses are cool. I guess that's less rules than I thought I would have for this build, but hey, it's a start. Now that the intro is out of the way, I'm going to start looking for characters to install into the game. So this next section of the video will take place after that. Say hello to future Aries for me. Okay, I'm back from testing the roster. Forgot to record those sessions, but I can always record footage later. Basically, I added 9 Street Fighter POTS style characters to the roster. Had some trouble with a few characters working, so this is actually the reduced roster size. We got Ryu, Ken, Guile, Chun-Li, Cammy Delta Red, Vega/M Bison, Sagat, Sakura, and Blanca. Their AI performs well in AI battles, but also making this build arcade playable, so naturally I had to test the fighters myself. This was a great time to break out the fight stick and hook my PC up to the TV, play some Mugen. Just the extra thing I added was a training stage from the game Under Night Inverse, because that particular stage is pretty cool, and I like it. Well, I'm on the topic of stages and characters. Let me just say that Deselect 2.0 works great. Don't know who works on it, but I'll flash it on screen to shout out that developer. Great work. Now on to the testing results for the arcade mode. Admittedly, I didn't test every fighter myself as I got shut out by a kin mirror match on the 3rd or 4th stage of arcade mode. But they play really well. It was hard, but fair. Well, the Ken match was at least. The others were pretty easy to get through, but I had it set to easy mode for that particular testing. But yeah, it feels pretty fair. Also glad to get a good use out of the fight stick too. Poor thing's been collecting dust recently. But this build already looks promising. Only had to get an AI patch for Divine Akuma since it was pretty lacking for him from stock. Sagat still beats him though. Pretty sure Sagat beats pretty much everyone. Well, that covers my report of the first major additions and testing, so I'm going to cut the video short here. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But not only that, why not suggest characters for this roster? While I'm planning on using mostly pot style character in this roster, I am open to at least try any suggestions out. Also suggest stages, I love stages. Peace out.